Hey guys, and welcome back to another match preview and prediction. And today we are going to be getting into Daniil Medvedev versus Giovanni Mpetshi Perricard. Faizan here, and we are going to break this down in detail. Before we do get into it, remember to that like button, do subscribe if you are new, and do leave a rating or review if you're listening on a podcast platform. Thank you to all our members as well. You guys are absolutely amazing. We appreciate all your support. Okay. So, Daniil Medvedev, Giovanni Mpetshi Perricard, round of 16 in the Dubai 500 tournament, and it's an interesting one because they've never played each other before, and you've got two players who couldn't be any more different in terms of style. Daniil Medvedev is the classic backboard. They like to call him the octopus. He just gets everything back. He is an incredible defender. There's more to his game than just that, but if we're going to simplify it, he is an incredible counterpuncher. He hits a lot of control and precision, and his game is built on inducing errors from the opponent and having great shot tolerance. For Mpetshi Perricard, his game is built on the opposite. It's massive serving, the best server on tour, I think, statistically as well, if you go and check the ATP Tour website. On top of that, he has really big ground strokes, especially on the forehand side. It's a real weapon when it's on. The backhand, the one-handed backhand, is a little bit iffy. He is working on it, it's getting better, but it's not as much of a weapon. But he does try to play an aggressive brand of tennis because he knows that at 6'8", and with the big serve that he's got, with the weapons at his disposal, it doesn't make much sense to try and grind from the back of the court. He's also not a superior mover. He's, again, working on that part of his game, and it is improving, but he's not up there with the likes of a Medvedev, Jannik Sinner, and Alcaraz, etc. in terms of movement. So he's not going to try and play in that similar ilk of style anyway. He also likes to come forward to the net. He's been trying to do that more and more. When I spoke to him at Wimbledon, that was one thing he really wants to add to his game, because with the serve he's got, I mean, he should be coming to the net more and more. We know that. It's just about having the confidence to do so, and also having the know-how and ability to transition effectively. And that's something that's definitely improving, and I've seen him come to the net more as well. The varieties getting there as well, the slice, the drop shot, etc. For Medvedev, we've seen Medvedev before, of course. We've seen him with drop shots and trying to vary it up a little bit more topspin, on the forehand at times, and he has tried to add to his game, especially given that he has had a pretty turbulent last 12 to 18 months, I would say. At least by his standards anyway. And he'll be looking to start winning titles again, because he hasn't won a title since Rome 2023. In terms of how they've both looked so far in this tournament, I mean, both have looked pretty good, both with straight set victories. Mpetshi Perricard over Zhang, and Medvedev over Jan Struff, which is a very entertaining match. Look, this match is going to be a very hard one to call, because I think for Perricard, he needs to... We know he's going to serve well, 9.5 times out of 10. It's going to be up there. Medvedev will most likely, given how big Perricard's serve is, we've seen him tinker with his return position in the past, but actually I think he will most likely actually stay very far back like he did against Struff, who's also got a pretty big serve. It's not as big as Perricard's, and if I'm being honest, I find it hard to picture Medvedev coming up to the baseline like he has against some other players, because I just don't think he will be confident enough to take a swing at the return that far up the baseline, or that far to the baseline. So I think he will see the classic 4 or 5 meters behind the baseline return position. Now, what that does leave him open to, and Perricard's got great variation, is one, the slice serves out wide on the juice side, the wide, shorter kick serve on the ad side, those are two very big options for Perricard. And then also off the back of that is coming forward to the net, right? So, and that's not even just out wide. It could also be down the tee because it gives actually Medvedev less of an angle to play with to try and pass him. And we know Medvedev has got an incredible ability to hit with great depth and precision and control off the return. Very flat, and deep into corners at times, and it can be very difficult for the server, and that's why he's one of the best returners on tour. He's definitely a top 10 returner on tour for sure, in the top 10. For Medvedev, he's been serving a lot better, and Perricard's return is not great. It's not, his returning ability is improving, but again, it's probably not up to standard yet. His backhand block return is a work in progress, and that's going to be interesting to see how that holds up. Medvedev likes to serve very flat, a lot of slice, and Perricard's going to have to get quite low, use those legs, and yeah, I mean, he's going to feel a little bit uncomfortable at times, I would imagine, because with a kick serve, right, it's almost in his hitting zone perfectly, given his height. But you won't get much of that from Medvedev. Then in the rallies, well, I think he just needs to shorten the points as much as possible. Perricard, there's no point, as I said, grinding from the back of the court. For Medvedev, he'll probably try and drag him into a more physical match, and he'll know that if he does that, Perricard will make a lot of errors. And he'll try and target the backhand. I know a lot of players have been doing that, and it's going to be something that Perricard will have to most likely live with throughout the majority of his career, until, as and when, I guess, he's able to really level it up so that it's not seen as a perceived weakness. And Medvedev's backhand is so good, it's very flat and pinpoint and has great depth to it, so that's going to be difficult for Perricard. You might have to utilize the slice a lot. If I was him, I would actually cross court into the Medvedev backhand, because Medvedev's backhand is fantastic, but he's also, 6'4", 6'6". He doesn't want to be bending down low on that backhand side, and he tends to awkwardly scoop it when the ball's extremely low. Forehand to forehand, Perricard should be pretty confident, but again, he needs to be the one on the front foot dictating, trying to step in as soon as possible and forcing Medvedev back. And we saw him play some incredible defensive points against Jan Struff, who was trying to come forward to the net. So Perricard needs to watch that match and say, okay, what did Struff do well there? What did he do well in terms of tactically, but maybe didn't execute as well as he could have? Because that will be the difference, right, between getting the W and losing. In terms of prediction, I think it's a real tough one to call, if I'm being honest. I think Medvedev, with the different rackets he's been using as well, he's clearly tinkering. He's happy to try different things. I'm actually going to go with Perricard to get the win. I just have a feeling that he might be able to do enough on his service games. And on the return games, Medvedev is prone to having maybe one game per set where he might hit a double fault or two. The serve isn't quite pinpoint, and Perricard might be able to then break in that. So I'm going to go with Perricard in 3 sets. Let me know in the comment section below what you think and why.